All right, we got this. So what's up? Facebook's going. Yep. So now we're going to listen for the cue in, and then we're going to start the podcast. So
sounds good.
Well, podcast action, guys. Stay tuned. Ask your questions if you guys do have vitamin IV questions or whatnot. We will be able to share those. So here we go. Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is Dr. Jeff. Welcome to another episode of Doctor's Orders, advice you should actually take. And here is the exciting news. I'm not alone in the studio today. We've got Nurse Sarah, everybody's fan favorite.
Hello.
In the house.
Excited to be back.
You're the only second time guest.
The first, second time guest. That's quite the title. It's like my first day of work all over again.
That's right. I don't know. You do have keys to the office.
I do. I can get in on my own now.
Yeah, that's a new record for those of you guys who have been employed at Advantage Health Center. That was kind of the fun joke. Nobody got keys for quite some time.
It was my first day again.
Yeah. Well, considering that you're the only one that can usually has services on Saturday, I was like, I'm not coming in.
It works out. It works out good.
All right. Sure. So in today's episode, you guys, we are, we're talking vitamin IVs again.
Yep. Vitamin IVs. So kind of highlighting a different option every week. This week, we are going to talk all about the Performance IV. It is definitely our least used IV, but not because it's our not best IV. It's just that people don't know about it. And I think people are intimidated by it. And the performance title, I think, makes people feel like it's not for them. And I don't think that's the truth. I think a lot more people could benefit from it. So we're going to highlight it a little bit.
Yeah, that's interesting because we've got a pretty decent menu, because last time we chatted, I think we were just talking about what are vitamin IVs. We kind of went through that. Now people, what we've seen, because we've been, and it's almost like it's mid-February.
4 months in.
Yeah. So 4 months. Has it been 4 months since we did? Yeah. When did we do the first one? December, maybe?
November.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
We're almost half the year.
All right. So I feel, all right. So let's go in through it. Let's go. So Performance Bag. Now this is one, I think, this is one of the first ones I got, which I liked. So you're going through the Performance Bag. Why do you think it's the most underutilized at this point?
Like I said, I think people look at the word performance or hear things like muscle tone, muscle recovery, and they feel like it's not for them because those are kind of the highlights. That's really what it's strongly affiliated with, is that muscle piece of it.
Sure.
Still so many more benefits than that. And I think even if you're a person who's just going out for a daily walk, it could benefit you. It's not performance in the way we kind of stigmatize.
Yeah. You don't have to be out there saying, okay, I'm going to go run a marathon.
Right.
In order to benefit from this.
Yeah.
Because what are some of the key components? Because sidebar, it's warming up.
Yes.
So we're one day closer to spring.
Yes, we are.
In Minnesota. So I encourage you guys to get out walking for sure. But what is it? What are some of the key components in this Performance Bag?
Yeah. So the Performance Bag is a combination of B vitamins and amino acids. And then in addition, like with all of our other bags, because we love it, glutathione is a piece of that. So that's your big
shout out glutathione
detoxer. Everybody loves glutathione as soon as they know what it is.
Yeah.
So that one's in it as well. So those are the base components. And then obviously you get the fluid hydration.
So amino acids, what's somebody's body going to use those for?
Amino acids are huge in breaking down, helping with energy. They are huge when it comes to muscle repair and tissue repair in general. So all of us probably have a spot that hurts, that aches, that has some inflammation. Aminos are huge for that. Also huge for performance. So they help produce with the B vitamins, they help with a red blood cell production. Red blood cells carry your oxygen, right?
All right. So keep going. This is getting geeky, you guys. Take your notes.
Yeah. Get your nurse notes out here. You can fact check some of this.
Yeah, I love it.
So the combination will help promote the production of red blood cells. Red blood cells carry oxygen. The more oxygenated our cells are, the more optimal the system that it's oxygenating functions, right? So if we have more oxygen being carried to muscles, your muscle groups are going to function more optimally. performance, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be, like I said, performance in that way. So even just going out for a daily walk, maybe you're just adding in a great exercise routine and hitting it up 3 or 4 days at the gym or on your own at home, or preparing for the CrossFit competition.
Let's go.
Right?
Shout out game day
Yes.
competition that's coming up in
So
March.
you help oxygenate not only your muscles, but you're also helping to oxygenate all of your other systems. So when all of your systems are working more effectively, you're going to see better health outcomes. You're going to notice that in your health and wellness. And that's why I think it's underrated.
Okay. So I just had a flashback and I need to fact check this. So I know I should probably know this, but like the sarcomere and the muscle tissue.
Oh,
like,
gosh.
I know we're going back
We're
to
going
this.
to get really,
But what I do remember, I know this, I don't even need to be fact checked on this, but when you started talking about like oxygenation, so most people, like when you contract a muscle, so say you're going through any type of physical activity, like it takes muscles to get your body from point A to point B. And we mentioned the CrossFit competition coming up. Shout out to game day competitions, all those things. And the athletes watching this is why we're doing vitamin IVs that day. Shameless plug, get signed up for that. Second of all is that you need oxygen to allow the muscle to relax, because like the head of like the muscle fibers and the sarcomeres, I remember seeing pictures like when it grips and it's locked in, this is why you get like even like muscle cramping because you don't get the oxygen to the muscle, because the oxygen is the molecule that allows it to unhook and relax. Am I right?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I love that. See guys, I'm not just a chiropractor on TV. Okay. Exactly. I remember some of this stuff. All right. So vitamin IVs. So a couple of things now, performance wise, is there a preference before activity, after activity? Like, is there one that serves better than the other? I don't even know.
So what I feel like is most important is to focus on not only being prepared going into it, but thinking about what that recovery looks like. And when we think about like game day coming up, if you're going into it as optimally as you can, an IV drip is going to be a part of that. To be honest with you, you are going to have a better recovery. You're going to walk into day 2 feeling stronger. You're going to walk into day 2 with more oxygenated, well-functioning cells in your body. You're going to have less toxins hanging out in your body and bogging you down. Toxins are heavy, guys. We have a ton of them in our body.
Why? Where do they come from?
Where are they coming from? Everywhere. All this technology sitting here is
really okay. I need it.
I'm
gonna have to get a drip later.
Yeah, right. So everything we not everything,
right? Many
things we eat, the products we use. So like you shampoo your hair, you use laundry detergent. All those things have toxins. Our environment, the paint on the walls, the air we breathe, all that's full of toxins. Those things weigh down our cells. So think of it, you're carrying around an extra 50 pounds. People are going to notice that. You're going to feel that in your body with that extra 50 pounds. You pull that off, you get rid of that, you feel like a totally different person. Cells and toxins are kind of the same thing. As soon as you pull off that toxin, you can work more effectively. Those cells are on your side. So going into game day, going into any competition, I would say pre-drip, 100% pre-drip. Get your pre-drip. It's going to not only help you perform, it's going to help you with recovery. And then we also can do a recovery post activity. So looking at 1 to 3 days post activity, getting that recovery drip and getting those benefits. So oxygenating those cells, helping with muscle proteins, muscle fibers. And the other thing, getting it before, is if you're not getting all of those aminos in your diet,
right,
they're not stored.
Which
you're not getting them.
We know, like if anybody's honest with themselves about their diet, it's,
oh gosh.
I mean, it's lacking. I mean, even the people that are on top of it the most and always focus on it, like, you want to plug those holes. Exactly. You want to make sure there's no blind spots with that. So I find that interesting. This is one of the reasons I love, like, even going back to that, I don't even remember our first conversation. Maybe it was in August of last year, maybe it was even in the summer, of just saying, hey, this is a program we want to provide to the patients. Because here's the cool thing. If you think about your life, I'm going to take a little digress through the menu of the IVs, not too much, but saying the reason we have different ones is that anybody and anyone can benefit from any of the bags. Like that, I know
for sure.
And if you start thinking of your body and your health, like seasons, so we're coming in out of winter. Winter season's brutal in terms of, especially in Minnesota, because it's cold. We're not moving. We tend to eat more, during the winter.
More of the comfort foods
comfort
too.
foods
Yeah.
massively that create more toxins, create more aging of your cells, all these different things, let alone, guess what? The beer virus still took a toll on people. I mean, we had family come up from Nebraska. Like I had family come up in the beer virus. So they don't get this pulled on Facebook, AKA Corona. It really messed with their hair, so we got the beauty bag, all these things. So no matter where you're at and what season, think about if you're heading into spring, you want to be more active. I hear this all the time.
Right.
Like we have new patients come in. You hear it all the time. You probably heard it this morning. Hey, it's starting to warm up.
Starting to warm up. It's getting nice out there.
Yeah. We're 12 degrees, no wind. You guys know 12 degrees, no wind in Minnesota. That's big. But as you're like, I want to get more active. Like you said, you don't have to be a professional CrossFitter or bodybuilder to benefit from performance. Ask yourself, have I done what I needed to do through the winter? Has my diet been on point? Has my activity been on point? Chances are no, because I mean, I know I could improve.
Right.
So this is just a massively powerful tool to implement. What do you say, Nurse Sarah, to people that are, they're nervous? They're nervous about the IV. They're like, because some people listen, I don't love needles,
right?
All those things. Like, how do you kind of talk somebody through that?
Yeah. So I think you can take comfort in knowing that here we can use the smallest needle almost that's out there besides like pediatric kids size. We don't have to use the huge ones you use to give plasma or donate blood. So more comfortable going in.
I didn't know that.
It's quick and easy to get the IV in. If you're well hydrated, it's even easier when you come in to get the IV in.
Sarah
so
loves
don't come in with a whole bunch of caffeine and haven't drank any water. That makes it harder for me. Harder on you too.
Yeah, I'm not going to throw them under the bus. They may have built the building.
Yes. So when you come in, take comfort in knowing too that these are all vitamins, nutrients, minerals that you have ingested in your diet. These are things that have been in your body before. Your body knows how to process these things. When you think of medications and adverse reactions, those things are foreign to your body. That's what causes different symptomatic reactions. So take comfort in knowing for the most part, these are safe. These are something that you're not going to have a big adverse reaction to. And I think that's one of the biggest reassurances for people is these are all things you've had before. It's all things your body knows how to process and handle. There's a few different symptoms, like, people feel a little flushy or different vitamins cause just different symptoms, but it's not a reaction. It's something for the most part we can handle really comfortably and safely. And it really is so effective. And take comfort in knowing what you're doing. Yes, it's maybe uncomfortable to get an IV. Well, I can't say no one because I don't mind it, but no one really loves it, right? But when you get it, it's quick. That part's quick. It's pretty painless for the most part. You get to relax and hang out with us. I know we did our first reel and people are drinking coffee and relaxing.
That's kind of how it is, though.
It really isn't fake. We didn't just do that. That's how your experience is here.
Yeah.
And so you walk away feeling better. It's almost immediate. People will literally within the hour of being here notice changes while they're sitting here. They feel better when they leave. So biggest thing, very safe, very effective.
Yeah, and I just thought of one thing too, even after yesterday, because we had, predominantly a lot of times people have been coming in with immune system stuff through the winter. Yesterday we had, I think he played hockey, young guy, young hockey player. So shout out to you parents who are sitting there and maybe thinking, hey, because in high school sports nowadays, especially a state of hockey or whatever it is, wrestling is going strong, all of these things that people are massively torn up right now. You go through a season, you really don't go through a season injury free.
Right.
You're coming up on state competitions, which I believe happen in the spring. State wrestling's big, state hockey is big, like all of these things.
Finals.
Yeah. Finals.
School finals. Finals.
Yeah. So I know that we'll talk to the age requirements and kind of requirements, because we do get questions about, hey, can my child get an IV? Which yes, they can. I'd love to see a lot more high school athletes utilizing it.
So we do say 16 years of age and 100 pounds. And then we would have parents along to provide not only written consent, but then also be present during the infusion for anyone under 18. 18 and over, obviously we treat as an adult. So whether you're still a senior in high school or not, we can treat you as an adult. And I think too, one of the things to realize is it's not only the stress of the game or the stress of the meet, the competition, whatever it may be for these kids, but yesterday, this young adult shared with me, it's a stress he puts on himself that's eating up inside of his own body.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, how powerful of him to say that. And that's a big piece for not only athletes, but all of us. Think about what this brings me like passion strike right here.
Yeah.
What stress is doing to how you can absorb things orally. I know for a fact when my stress is heightened, I don't want to share too much, but things run right through you, right?
I get it.
Like
Yeah,
you're
for
not
sure.
digesting things well when you're under a lot of stress, when you're anxious, when you're worried, when you have all this weight carrying on your shoulders. Much of what you're eating is going right through you, right? So by doing the IVs, we can definitely help people absorb some nutrients that you're needing, help get you things that you can't take in orally. That's a
Yeah.
great time to come and see us, is when you're feeling that way too. And I think athletes are carrying that heavy, especially end of season, big competitions coming up, finals coming up for these people.
Yeah,
It's a few months away.
There's a lot of life.
There's
events.
a lot of life. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a great time too to think about it, is when you're under that stress factor.
I love that. Yeah. There's very few times where people don't experience stress at that level. So that's powerful. I love that. I love that. I get to hear, stories from patients on that side of the office. And with that. So, Sarah, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you've got IVs here coming up again. So you get to go, back down to the lab.
Yeah.
What do you call your hangout area? Is there a name for it yet?
No.
The layer, the lab, the infusion room. I don't know.
The drip room.
Drip room.
It's all those things.
Yeah. We got some new t-shirts you guys will be seeing soon.
Yeah.
The Get Dripped for those of you guys watching on videos and those things. So anyway, more information. Where can they find out? More about
so AdvantageDrip.com has some info about all of our different menus. Of course, if you are a game day competitor, you have information blasted out to you.
Yeah, so we'll send that out as well through some emails for them.
Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, get more details then. And of course, we're always willing to answer more questions too. So you can shoot me an email, sarah@myadvantagelife.com. I'm happy to reach out and talk specific needs that you may have or questions you may have. Otherwise, reach out to our team. Tamara and Emmy are awesome at answering questions you have too when you call in.
Yeah, for sure. I love it. Well, you guys, that is another episode of Doctor's Orders. That is advice you should actually take. And thanks again, Sarah. That was a good episode.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So we are off. Instagram Live is still going. We're still streaming to Facebook. Thanks for watching, you guys. I love it. So we're going to kill the feed. Let us know if you guys have any questions. Appreciate you guys watching. So the end doesn't. I know it's always everybody.